But I mean, it means so much to me because it's, y'all's story is essentially my wife and I's story. And so every time, what, you didn't know?
I had no idea.
Well, I mean, like emotionally, like I wasn't a foster kid or never been, like I was more the Jake, sort of like PK or Savannah side. But, and you know, I started calling my wife as a joke when we were 16 and 15 years old.
Wow.
Because I saw her sing. She sang this song and I was like, what is happening right now? And I started jokingly calling my wife, and then it took about 2 days and I was like, wait, that should be a real thing. Like I should make that happen. And we've been together ever since.
Oh my God.
I had no idea.
Romantic.
Yeah. I say all that to say, like, I know that feeling. Like I know the feeling of like, you looked across the field like we did in the film, or you saw somebody as they were doing a monologue and you know, like, and you're like, something is different, something is never gonna be the same. That's really what our show is. It's the story of Lenny and Max and how they affect each other, and faith is the main element, but of course there's other things. So it was so much fun to me, and again, I don't know if we ever necessarily talked about this because you guys are honestly, you're just so good at it. I never had to like push you far enough that I would have had to share. But when we were doing those scenes, whether it was the first time you were looking at him when he's giving his first monologue, and just that look of like, huh, or certainly the stuff you guys were doing on the bench in episode 2, where that's really kind of the first scene, and then tracking that all the way. Everything I'm looking for when I'm watching you is he representing how I feel about my wife and how I knew I felt when I was, you know, Max's age, and vice versa. Am I seeing the looks from Lenny that I saw from Brycey early on in our, you know, relationship?
Suddenly, we were just all pitching teen or early 20s guys that we knew.
It's not overstating when I say that when I lost Matt, really the first name that came to me was Antonio.
And actually, I was one of the people that recommended him too, because I just knew of him online. About 3 people at once told Alan he should look up Antonio Cipriano.
What's up?
Good, how are you?
Day 1 of shooting, we were all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and so excited, and we had been rained out of the hell of it, so it was already Plan B. So like that day turned into Plan C, D, E, F. Like it had already devolved so much from what we had expected.
I ended up doing a chemistry read with Cozi, just the greatest scene partner you could ask for, especially over Zoom. Sorry about
No, you have nothing to be sorry about at all.
God, I'm so. I haven't used that actor's access in a while, and I was just so confused. Sorry about that.
I will tell you up in the beginning because I had to make an account for this. I just want to say how grateful I am to be here in this capacity. It's been my dream, like, since I was a kid, and directing American Girl doll movies with my friends, like every birthday, writing scripts and handing them out, like to be a part of it in this capacity. And literally sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I just go to bed imagining the first table read of something I've written. Thank you.
Antonio, if you guys don't know Antonio before, the guy that's sitting here, you've been missing out, because I've been watching Antonio Cipriano YouTube videos for years. Yes, I knew you were talented, of course, but when I heard what you did on Amazing Grace, I knew we were going to be okay. And then the Kim read was, you know, nuts. So I'm so grateful, man, that you're here to come and bring what you bring to this.
So by the time we hopped on a Zoom before I was even a writer and talked about what Lenny's arc could be, I was like, well, I'm angry now, and that used to not be a thing, and you know, here's what that has been like for me. And so watching Lenny be able to take on so much of what my coming of age felt like at that time has been really special, and I poured just all my real emotions from that real experience in my life into that scene. I wanted to write a song for the show that was like We Are the World, and so I was like, we were made for this. The pain meds were working, and I just like went in the other room. And that's how version 1 of the song happened.
Listen, I don't know how to tell you this, but
You're actually trespassing.
this is my part of the woods.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's my tree. That's my little shrub.
You're sitting on my bench.
Sturdy.
No. Anyway, can you leave?
Because now that we had lost our Max, we really didn't have a leader of the cast. And now it's really hard to imagine this whole journey without Antonio.
I wish I could sing those words honestly.
Got to meet everybody on the team. Alan took me on a golf cart, just like showed me around the entire camp.
C in your middle finger and D and the thumb in the right hand?
Creative genius. I think just brilliance. I don't know. I don't even know how to sum up her talent because it's like, it is creative genius. You know, she's a brilliant actor, brilliant songwriter, brilliant writer. Just like out of nowhere, she'll be like, oh, we need this moment here. And then ends up writing this whole monologue for the end of the show that like sums up the whole thing in like 15 minutes.
Adam literally played me the song and you were like, that one still slaps, man. You know, and
I've never said that. Still slaps.
he sounds just like that. It was so exactly, and I was just dancing around the studio going, and as long as you're here with me.
And then, you know, I Venmo'd you $100. And
Thank you for doing that because that was one of my favorite moments of
Thanks
the
for
entire
writing.
show. Yeah, thanks for writing that. Where I was in the studio recording, dancing, singing.
I just kind of realized in looking at that last frame as we edited it for the last time, as two of you, I'm like, oh, that's my wife and I. So thank you guys.
Hey, yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's an honor, and it was such an honor to do it with you. We had so much fun. We just
The most fun.
laughed and enjoyed each other the whole time. It was fabulous.
Yeah.
Haley Bailey. It was so good.
with just two actors on what we're calling a broken shoreline. It's not an easy challenge, but I think that we can do it. So since we have such an aggressive, although very doable, and it's going to be awesome, first day, I'd love to let you do that with this tune.
Thank God for the hell of it, the hell of it, hell of it.
We were so excited. Antonio and I were so ready. We toured the broken shoreline and blocked out the moment with Alan.
We were supposed to film the hell of it day one of shooting. It was supposed to be the first thing we did.
First thing, yeah. And we kept, you know, every day kept waiting like, okay, are we gonna make this happen? Are we gonna make Hell of It happen today?
The hell of it then got pushed to like a month before we were done, then 3 weeks before we were done, then in the last 2 weeks, then the last week. Then it was supposed to be part of the last day, but not the end of the last day.
The set never became available to us again.
And finally it ended up where we are here on the last day.
Actually, an extended day. Last day of
It wasn't
filming.
even supposed to be. The last day was supposed to be yesterday.
Yeah.
But we got rained out again.
All right, here's this shot. We're gonna do this, and in this shot, she's in the foreground and he's in the background, and that's gonna be interesting because of what they're going through, and then what he sings, and we'll rack focus to him.
Thank you, God, that I'm bruised. Thank you, God, that I'm anxious. Thank you, God, that you never really come to save the day.
He'll kind of walk around, and we'll do this spin shot here and just design it, pick it apart, and then that lyric that read like you're both stumbling upon it took you to each other.
The idea of singing these songs with him, especially now that the songs meant so much to me, especially one like The Hell of It, which I had written before we even started writing the show and was based on my story and my life. Knowing that he was going to bring it to life with me meant everything. He's so protective of songs. He's so responsible with them. He really makes choices as a vocalist. Nothing is by mistake. There's a line in the bridge that you can hear on the soundtrack but isn't actually in the series where Lenny and Max trade back and forth singing, "Thank you, God, for my past. Thank you, God, for my future. Thank you, God, that I'm here with you right now."
Thank you, God, for my past.
Thank you, God, for my future. Thank you, God, that I'm here with you right now.
And every time Antonio and I sang that, we almost teared up and would just look at each other and go, like, let's make the most of it. This is it. That's just gonna go down as one of my favorite shooting days of my whole life.
To end it on that was really, really special. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Eyes wide and hands unfolded.
I stand out in the open.
Guys, that is a picture wrap on Cozi Zulsdorf playing Lenny for us.
It's been an absolute honor working with you guys in so many new ways. Thank you so much for making a million dreams come true. It's been so special. I love you. Thank you.
There's no way to quantify how grateful I am for everybody here.
A picture wrap on Antonio Cipriano playing Max.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart, guys. This has been the greatest pleasure I think I've ever had. Yeah, I couldn't imagine the last 12 weeks spent in a better way. Alan, thank you so much for the phone call. That really just like kind of changed my life a little bit. That was pretty cool. You. I love you so much. This was pretty amazing to work with you. I can't believe that we get to do this together today.
Yeah.
I think it feels like a really good way to wrap it all up. And I'm actually really grateful for just the energy on set that day. I think it was like so integral for the scene to go.
Do you remember any, like, whatever the 2 or 3 word things were?
I mean, for me, it was like, show it more. Which is a little hard to work with. To me, what that meant was like, don't let our walls be up. Like, let him actually penetrate the fortress and actually break in and hurt her. I have such a different experience of that day from Antonio because I knew so much more about what was going on.
Yeah.
And so fast forwarding to that moment of shooting with Alan, it's like we all got out our anger over what had happened and what a deep heartbreak that is for our friend, like in that one moment.
I've been on mountaintops.